Hi, we are team number 7. Our topic is urban and emerging ecosystems and forest use stance. The introduction is that urban ecosystems are ecological systems that develop within cities and urbanized areas, where natural and artificial elements interact in an environment highly modified by human activity. In Mexico, and particularly in Nuevo León, these ecosystems play a crucial role in improving air quality, regulating temperature, and supporting biodiversity. Nuevo León's capital, Monterrey, is one of the largest industrial and urban centers of the country. Despite challenges such as air pollution, heat island, and water scarcity, the region also contains valuable natural areas like Fundidora Park, La Huasteca, Cerro de la Silla, which helps connect people with nature and promote sustainable urban living. Here we have the introduction and again the urban ecosystems in Nuevo León and the characteristics, and then we have emerging ecosystems that appear in patches of vegetation, parks, garden, and different areas or remote scrublands. Their existence and composition depend on human decisions, such as which plants are planted, which species are introduced, and how each space is managed. They represent a balance between human activity and wildlife, showing how nature adapts to urban environments. Básicamente los ecosistemas emergentes se producen cuando hay un cambio entre los aspectos naturales en una ciudad o que pues van cambiando porque no deberían de estar ahí. Tenemos como ejemplo la presa de La Boca, que realmente no debería de estar ahí, pero pues se ha formado un ecosistema diferente gracias a la actividad humana. Then we have forest use stands. These are managed forest units with homogeneous characteristics intended to produce timber, firewood, or resin. Management aims to minimize ecological impacts and ensure natural or artificial forest regeneration. Responsible practices include selective logging, reforestation with native species, and ecological corridors of wildlife. Otros ejemplos para áreas urbanas en Nuevo León también pueden ser parques. Por ejemplo, el Parque Fundidora sirve como una brecha entre lo urbano y lo natural. Es un área un poco más como de recreación, pero también incluye pues elementos naturales, los patos y esas cosas. Y Forest Use Stands, pues en Nuevo León puede estar el ejemplo del Cerro El Potosí, en donde se producen cosas para pues todo este tipo de infraestructura. For geographic distribution, we have that we can say that the territory of an urban ecosystem is found everywhere where artificial elements are in constant interaction with diverse biotic and abiotic elements. And in this case, this map represents the protected areas in Nuevo León. El mapa más grande representa eso, las áreas más protegidas en Nuevo León, como son pues los cerros y esas cosas. They can sometimes overlap. These are the main differences between urban ecosystems, that this is the entire set of relationships between nature and the city. It includes parks, median streams, urban rivers, garden, green roofs, reserved within or near the city, and it does not have to be legally protected. It is enough that living organisms interact with the urban environment. For example, like parks, like everywhere we can find a relationship between nature and urban aspects in the city. And the difference between protected natural area, this is an area officially designated by the government to conserve biodiversity and limit human activities, areas that humans cannot reach for the protection of the natural areas. Then in this other map, we have the urban and peri-urban ecosystems in 1994, 2004, 2010, and 2020 that are like different ecosystems in the state that can be found. And for the geographic distribution, of course, we have these examples, as I mentioned before. Parque Fundidora, Paseo Santa Lucía, and La Huasteca are different parts where you can find this type of ecosystems.
Abiotic factors in the emerging ecosystems. Here we have sunlight, temperature, water, soil, nutrients, pH and salinity, and wind. The sunlight, it is essential for photosynthesis, especially in the early stage of colonization. Temperature affects the metabolic rate of organisms and the availability of water. The water is crucial for life. Soil moisture influences plant germination and the survival of microorganisms. Soil. The composition and the structure of the soil affects water retention and nutrient availability. Nutrient. Elements such as nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium are essential for plant growth and microbial activity. pH and salinity. This can limit the diversity of species that can establish themselves in the ecosystem. And wind, that it can affect seed dispersal and sculpt the landscape, modifying exposure to the sun and humidity. Now, the abiotic factors that in the urban ecosystems. Now here we have temperature, air pollution, water availability, urban noise, artificial light, paved floors, and low humidity. Temperature. In cities like Monterrey, temperatures are usually very high, especially in summer. Bueno, sabemos que aquí en Monterrey las temperaturas pueden llegar incluso más arriba de los 40 y esto afecta a que las plantas se sequen más rápido y en general toda la vegetación. Air pollution caused by traffic and industry, it affects environmental quality. Air pollution, es decir, la contaminación en el aire, que se ve provocada mayormente por los gases que desprenden tanto los carros como las fábricas y esto afecta a nuestra calidad ambiental. Water availability, dry climate and droughts reduce access to water. Bueno, las sequías y los climas secos son los que nos limitan el acceso al agua y su disponibilidad. Noise, traffic and construction generate high levels of noise. Urban noise es el ruido urbano que es provocado por el tráfico y por las construcciones y esto se ve afectado en insomnio, estrés, dolores de cabeza, problemas auditivos, entre otros. Artificial light, constant lighting alters the natural cycles of plants and animals. Todos esos focos, farolas o incluso los carteles comerciales que vemos con luces, todo ese tipo de cosas que conllevan luz artificial afectan los ciclos naturales tanto de plantas como de animales. Paved floors, they limit water infiltration and increase heat. Los suelos pavimentados limitan la infiltración del agua y esto hace que el calor incremente. Y la humidity, the semi-arid climate causes little humidity in the environment. Los climas semiáridos son los que causan una baja humedad y hacen que las plantas retengan menos su agua. Finally, the abiotic factors in the forest use stand. The first 6 are pretty much the same as I was explaining, so I will focus on the last 2. Altitude and relief and mineral nutrients. Altitude and relief determines temperature, solar radiation, and water availability. Steep slopes affect soil erosion and nutrient accumulation. La altitud y el relieve determinan la temperatura, la radiación solar y la disponibilidad del agua. Las pendientes muy pronunciadas afectan a la erosión del suelo y a la obtención de nutrientes. Mineral nutrients. They are the essential chemical elements that forest plants and trees take from the soil to grow, develop, and stay healthy. Estos son los elementos químicos esenciales que las plantas y los árboles del bosque toman del suelo para crecer, desarrollarse y mantenerse sanos.
Then I talk about beauty factors. The first, let's talk about marine ecosystems. These appear when natural environments mix with the human activities, for example, in areas where the natural scramble combines with the spaces modified by people. The dominant vegetation is the Xerophilus scrub, with pines like mesquite, ebony, and plique pear cactus. Common herbivores include the Michigan gashapir, the garden snail, the black tarlet jackbreed, and the deer mouse. There are also carnivores like the gray fox and the common opossum, and the tall predators such as the coyote and Cooper's hawk. Finally, there is components like the earthworm, the dung beetle, and the red fire ant recycle nutrients and help keep the soil fertile. These ecosystems are important because they show how life can adapt to changes caused by humans. Next, we have the urban ecosystems, those found in the cities like Monterrey, Guadalupe, or San Nicolas, even though they are surrounded by buildings and streets. These places also support a variety of life. Common plants include the plique pear, mesquite, bougainvillea, ash tree, and cucuyo grass. all the which are resistant to city conditions. Among the animals, we can find the gashapiro, the dormouse, the mountain dove, and even species like the Texas horned lizard and the opossum. Top predators include the red-throated hawk and the brown owl. And as in all ecosystems, these components, such as the earthworms, dung beetles, and red ants, play a vital role by cleaning and recycling organic matter. Urban ecosystems shows how biodiversity can survive and adapt even in environments dominated by humans. And finally, there are the forest ecosystems, mainly located in the southern and eastern mountain areas for New Orleans. The climate, diverse color, and the vegetation is made up of trees such as pines, oaks, and firs, along with forest grass. The main herbivores are the white-tailed deer, the gray squirrel, and the eastern conotal. Among the carnivores, we find the gray fox and the red snake, while the top predators are the coyote and the mountain lions. On the forest floor, fungi, bacteria, and viruses break down organic matter and keep the soil healthy. These ecosystems are very important because they help regulate the climate, produce oxygen, and preserve biodiversity. This footwork shows how living things or beauty factors interact in a urban ecosystem of New Orleans. At the base, we have plants like mesquite, plique pear, and ash trees. They are producers that get their energy from sunlight. That is a beauty factor. Then, herbivores like rabbits, gashopears, and squirrels eat these plants. Next, small carnivores such as horned lizard or opossum feed off them. And finally, top predators like the coyote and hawk help keep the balance of the ecosystems. These components like worms and fungi break down dead matter and return nutrients to the soil. This shows how biotic and abiotic factors work together. The environment provides light, water, and soil, while living organisms recycle energy and keep the ecosystem balances.
Now I'm going to talk you about the implications. First, the political implication. In Nuevo León, political efforts often lack integration and systematization needed to address the environmental pressures resulting from urban growth and climate change. Also, the state has some laws like the Sustainable Forestry Development Law and the Environmental Law. Next, we have the economic implications. Urban ecosystems provide significant economic value to the state. For instance, the appreciation of urban parks in some areas illustrates their contribution to quality of life, reduce energy costs, and increase real estate value. Nuevo León, characterized by its strong economy and industrial investment, faces growing pressure on its ecosystem. However, it also possesses the resources and the capacity to manage these areas in a sustainable way. In addition, forest uses can support local economies, mostly in rural areas, through the sustainable extraction of non-timber forest resources. Lastly, we have the social implications. Urbanization and ecosystem changes directly influence the population's quality of life and well-being. Urban ecosystems offer spaces for recreation, social interaction, and cultural preservation. The degradation or shortage of urban and forest ecosystems affects public health and also affects social well-being. In cities such as Monterrey, the unequal distribution of green spaces highlight broader issues of social equity and urban vulnerability.
Proposal for environmental conservation. Promote urban green infrastructure, environment education, efficient water management, sustainable transportation, and city participation. In conclusion, the urban ecosystem of Nuevo León represents a clear example of how human activities transform and at the same time coexist with the natural. In cities like Monterrey, San Nicolas, and Guadalupe, the presence of environmental conservation significant changes remain: air pollution, high temperatures, water scarcity, and the loss of natural habitats. Despite environmental and forest laws, public policy still requires great integration, monitoring, and conditionality to generate sustainable resources.